unfortunately taking an option away from people, I guess. But I looked around at a lot of channels and I was really surprised that there used to be this like really cute kind of image that used to exist, where there used to be like, whenever people were like had like a tip jar or like a coffee fund jar or something like that, they always used to have like their person either holding a jar or in the jar or whatever, and all of a sudden I never really saw any of that shit around. And of course I missed the context of it because I was like deathly ill for a few years in and around that time. But apparently there was like this whole thing with you know, a specific figurine in a jar of bodily fluids that was not piss, and I'm like, oh, you know, we probably don't want one of those jars with my little, like, a version of my avatar sitting in that jar, happily, like, extending my arms out, like, waiting for something. I'm like, that's just inviting the wrong kind of situation. And I'm like, I'm really glad that I learnt what was going on with that before I ever tried to draw it and stuff, because if I didn't know, there would have been so many people that probably would have known the thing, known the joke, and would have, like, come in, here it is, would have come in with the fucking, I don't know, remark or comment or whatever, and I would have been oblivious and or mortified. That looks like where I've got to go next time, which is great, because that's just down there. We'll clear out all this, and then that'll be it, basically. Good. I'll be honest, I did not know that that was the origin of that. I have spent some time on the internet. I've seen things. Just because it's not appropriate in my channel doesn't mean I haven't seen it. I've said that before when talking about various anime and diesel physics and whatnot. You heard me. I didn't mix up words. I said something very specific then. Fucking Eliza! Another fucking... She got stuck in there. The wrong weapon. And they're all... I know, you lot up here aren't fireproof. I can work with that. Heard of those kind of jars. If it's the one Reddit post. I heard that too, but oh god. I'm pretty sure it's probably the one Reddit jar specifically, but yeah. You probably know what I'm on about with that. What are you doing, you creep? Fuck off. It's just sitting there staring at me menacingly. Get out of here. Scram. Sorry. It was bothering me a lot. I just saw it and it's like, ugh. For some reason, things are bothering me a lot more now that I'm tired than they usually do. I do know, but I didn't know that's where the Twitch trend came from. No, I think the Twitch trend of the glass jars and the avatars and characters and stuff sitting in or holding them and stuff like that was a before then. And, like, it was genuinely a cute, artistic expression of, like, requesting a tip, right, in an adorable kind of way. But it disappeared around about the time that the specific image that, like, arrived on the internet. Yeah, it was spoiled by someone else. Yeah, you got it. So yeah, when I went looking to decide how I wanted to draw my channel art and stuff, I was really perplexed that there was suddenly like none of that stuff. I used to see it all the time because I read like a shit ton of webcomics, right? And I always have. I have since I was like a fucking teenager, right? And soiled. Shut up. Yeah. That's I don't know. Sit down, hydrate, and breathe, or something better. that one's questionable. I want a new Valkyrie. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, because like I was perplexed by the like lack of the art. Because like it used to exist, and I used to love seeing the cute artworks and stuff on people's like webcomics and stuff. And what's it? This regime was for me. All right, so you're gonna do a breathe moment. Is that what that's about? I'm okay with that. I don't have more mana. Give me that. My Valkyrie's doing okay, but like this is a slog still. Again, like we're almost through the slot. There's still a few over here, but I don't know. I initially wanted to have like a little thing like that for like bits and stuff, but I can't have that because any like I don't know. How do you say it? Anybody that has like internet worldly experience throughout the last like several years that's seen it will immediately get the wrong impression from the thing. And we already get a little bit of the wrong impression. Let me stand down here. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm right next to the waypoint though. I need to get mana, surprisingly. Also, we'll get Eliza back, because, yeah, why not? Just another 41 grant. 42! Fucking hell. In one stream, she has gone up from 39,000 to the very first purchase tonight was 41,000, and she's already at 42,000. Fucking hell, she's one expensive lady. That's it. Okay, deep breath scorn. Gremlin energy left the soul. That's fine. It was still funny. Don't get me wrong. It's still funny in a way that isn't violating any of my rules or making me uncomfortable or any way. So that's fine. Like, trust me, you'll fucking know if I'm not okay with something. Like, I will make it uncomfortable for everybody in my vicinity, 100%. Like, you've probably seen it, like, occasionally. Like, if people start trying to, like, backseat specifically is, like, a really great example. Whenever somebody starts backseating and it makes me uncomfortable, I make the entire stream uncomfortable. I just go, yeah, no, I don't like this. So, yeah, I say it as awkwardly as I possibly can. And just, like, I don't know how everybody feels about that. I'm sure a few people probably leave because they're like so uncomfortable they just don't want to be around that. But like, yeah, I don't know. If I've got to be uncomfortable, we've all got to be uncomfortable. That way we all understand how that was not okay, you know. Not saying what you did was not okay, I'm just saying that for reference, you know. Yeah, definitely seen that with the backseating a couple of times. How did you feel with your secondhand discomfort? How was your experience in that stream? Like flight attending requesting at the moment. It's like, how was your trip with us? Because yeah, I know it's bad. It was horrible. Perfect deterrent. Yeah, but that's the thing though, it's like literally the people that do it, that backseat, and I make them really uncomfortable. They're always somebody that's just followed me and they unfollow before the end of my stream. Because like I don't see numbers, but I do take a look at who subscribes to me, right? So whenever somebody subscribes to me, I normally go to their page and I have a look and see if they're a streamer or just a general viewer or something like that, and kind of like read their about them and stuff like that, and sort of see what they're at, you know. And I do that with everybody. I've done that right from the beginning all the way through, and I probably will, if I can, continue to keep doing that, so I can like kind of get to know who's part of my community and where they come from and all sorts of stuff, right? But whenever somebody subscribes, right, you know how I said at the end of my stream I close out of my Streamlabs so that I don't get any of like the held messages or anything like that. I can't see that at the end of the stream. That's not why I do it or whatever. It's usually just to make sure I'm not still streaming, right? But when I reopen it, it still has the activity list of who's like redeemed stuff, subscribed, followed, all the things, right? So I can still see who did what when, right? So because I can see who followed me in a stream, and when I go to my followers list in my, like, you know, the back end of Twitch, and I see that like that person that followed me, that backseated me, and made me uncomfortable, so I made them uncomfortable, and they've unfollowed me, I'm like, there's no loss there. They didn't understand, they either didn't understand the rules or they didn't respect the rules that I have in place, and made me uncomfortable in basically, I guess you could call this like my place of work. It's like kind of, I know I often say it's like coming into my house and making me uncomfortable. It is also a little bit like coming into my workplace and basically like, I don't know, hanging out and just being like creepy sort of thing. It's also a good way to explain it for people that just don't like having visitors but have jobs and stuff and understand what the fuck that's like when somebody just does that. Oh god, there's still so many more. I'm just trying to get the outline of this place before I actually like get rid of everybody, but I'm slowly like working my way away from the wall, you know. Been that one big backseat or a number of times before. I get a response from a streamer. It'll usually be because I don't realize I'm doing it. Or because they didn't have it signposted in tags, etc. Then I'll evaluate if I can stomach the embarrassment to stay around. In fact, I think you did have to warn me a little my first ever time here not to overly backseat. Yeah, I think I did, but like you were being good about it though. You weren't like, there's a difference between somebody coming in and being like, oh, you know, like constantly, like Rimworld's a really good one, like, because you know, you get like a billion fucking notifications on Rimworld, right? And there's like so much to do, and my people, there's always somebody that's in starvation or whatever because somebody's in a mental break and you can't fucking get them to lay down or feed them or whatever when they're in a mental break, right? And it's insignificant to me with like 250 fucking people, right? It just is. But if you only ever had colonies under 20 people, that shit is critical and you may lose a colonist. But in my case, I understand that there is almost always somebody starving or wearing tattered clothing or unhappy some way, somehow, somewhere, right? And so that's probably like one of the more frequent ones where people like freak out somebody's starving, and I'm just like, you know, it's how you go about putting the message in chat. If you're like, if you've been chatting along and it's like, you're like, hey, how come somebody's starving? That's a legitimate fucking question as much as it is inquiring and bringing attention to a issue, trying to assist kind of thing. That's not bad. Like that's like a nicer way of doing it. It's kind of like, hey, I'm curious how this works. Why aren't you attending to it kind of thing? That's fine. But like if somebody comes in and is like, your people are starving, you should be doing something about that or something like that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like they're having a tantrum, they'll be right. Just let them destroy a bed and they'll be sweet, you know, or whatever. Or I don't know, whatever it is. Like it's how you say it. If you make it awkward, if you make me uncomfortable, I'll make you uncomfortable. If you do it good, if you're like just genuinely curious, requesting information, learning, fucking I don't know, conversational, actually know how to ask questions. That's a harsh one, actually. I shouldn't say that. Because like not everybody's good for conversation, and I get that. That's a little mean. But you know what I mean. The type of person that is coming in and is like, you know, I know more than you because I have more hours or something like that, and it's like, yes, but I have more experience with this particular type of colony in this particular game, and I'm okay with it. I get that, actually used to get that a lot with Diablo 2 as well, because obviously, as you know, my character is quite defective, and because she is as like fucked up as she is, a lot of people initially thought that I was brand new to playing Diablo, and a lot of people when they see my videos on YouTube still do believe that I'm very brand new to Diablo. But not the case. I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing this shit on purpose. If I wanted a nice character, I'd make a nice character. I just don't give a fuck for a nice character. I'd rather have an interesting character that is unique and special to me, you know, than somebody that fits a specific build and can run around the fastest, especially since, like, I'm not interested in taking it to, like, ladder or anything like that. Yeah, crap like that, you know. It's like, wait a minute. Trust me, as a chatter, if the vibe is not chat coaches streamer vibe, it's super awkward when somebody comes in and does that.
I am overdoing.
Like, I am sat there, like, dude, seriously, read the room. Yeah, I agree with that too. I gotta sell some shit. The other thing too is I always am mindful of the fact that tags don't display on mobile phone. People viewing on mobile phone do not see the tags. So initially it used to bug me a little bit when I'd have it clearly listed in tags and people would legitimately come in and that's the first thing they would do is like do the thing. And I'd just be like, mate. Like, and then of course there's also the awareness that there is like a high rate of illiteracy in the world as well. Not everybody can actually read as well. Then there's the issue of multilingual situation where you might be able to understand me speaking English, but you might not be able to, say, read English very well, or, you know, you might not have come across stuff like this. Like, I think about this crap, right? Because it makes sense to me, and it logics, like, what I'm encountering, and kind of, I don't know, gives, like, an initial kind of, not like a pass kind of thing, but it kind of, like, smooths over the initial roughness of fucking up kind of thing. And So that's why, like, unless somebody comes in and is genuinely actually fucking rude, like, I'll normally give, like, most people a chance to kind of, like, go again, but know that that made me uncomfortable by making them uncomfortable, you know. I just enjoy the fact that I can do that, because that's not something you can do in, like, a regular, like, office or service or retail job or anything like that. You can't make somebody actively uncomfortable for coming into your space and being, like, I don't know, weird. I don't know. I'm already weird. We got too much weird here to begin with, so, you know, it is what it is. Streamer, you should probably be playing on 500% difficulty with no pause. You're a big noob. And clearly superior as Chatter, who has only ever watched with min-max streamers. Oh yeah, the other one too is the what difficulty are you playing question. It's always, what difficulty are you playing with RimWorld? Because it's like, it's not already a challenge enough that I manage like 250 plus people, sometimes 260 people, right? That I should also be doing it on no pause, extreme fucking fast pace, random, 500 difficulty, probably sea ice or island or fucking who knows what, desert or something. Like, it should be as hard as fucking possible or it's not a valid playthrough. But it's like, sure, let me see you do the same thing. Not with like all the things that they want, like not all the settings and stuff they want, but like just play through the same way that I'm playing and give it a try and see what you think. Because I said the same thing with Diablo 2. For anybody that genuinely would like to try a challenging playthrough, if you would like to try to play through my original OCD character, if you want, and you can call it like a prolixic OCD character or something like that if you want to call it a thing or whatever. I just refer to it as a nostalgia playthrough because it's my original character, right? And all you gotta do is just make sure that these are always equal, the base value is always equal. And that in itself, anybody that knows how to play Diablo, is so crushingly fucking hard. Because you know how to make a character good, but you're not allowed to. And you have to play with the difficulties and the ramifications of having shit skills. So, like I said, in my inventory, like, I am limited to what gear and weapons I can use because of the base value, like, to begin with, right? I may not have the thing. Like, if I remove this bow, it takes away some of my dexterity. And that is the difference between me potentially being able to put on a new bow and use the new bow, or being slightly too under the ability to use it. So little things like that makes it fucking like tricky and stuff. The other thing too is a lot of people obviously use like multiple pages of stash and swap between stuff all the time to make fights easier. Especially like some of the prolonged like 2 to 4 hour slog battles that I've had against the shamans and stuff that are just non-stop, endless firefight of like immolation arrows and stuff, right? That shit takes patience. Like, if I was a noob, I would be probably looking up a fucking tutorial at that point. Like, you know the bat earlier that was like glitching out and I couldn't kill it, and then I killed it? Oh shit, wrong button. I expected that thing not to die, and I expected to have to go and level up to come back to kill the fucking thing in some capacity, or get tricky and try to use an alternate thing that's still permissible in my playthrough, which I couldn't even think of what, because like the best I would have done is maybe also had like, I don't know, maybe a shrine. That's actually what I was thinking of, was adding a shrine's powers to it to take out the fucking bat thing. Because that's all I could think of that would be different, that I would have had on a base level character on a first play. You know, shit like that. That shit's hard. But yeah, there's so many ways that I have to like logic around this. Like, you know, with the big shaman battles, I had to kite away so many of the enemies to somewhere else so that I could take out their forces, so that I could take out the shamans and then take out the rest of them, you know? Like, you have to like get around it somehow. But yeah, definitely no noob to this. This is intentional shit. And I have the patience to fucking run through it because I want the character that results from it. Alright, so I've cleared out this whole area and I've got the waypoint, but I don't want to have to clear out the whole dry hills again, so I'm just going to poke my nose down wherever the fuck it is, into the next area. I don't think it's actually the Fire Oasis. I think it's something else. It might be. But I just want to get the waypoint. Like, I just want to skittle in here and, like, basically kill nothing and get the waypoint if I can, you know? RimWorld is literally a story generator game. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it will be the Fire Oasis. It's going to be hard because I'm pretty sure it gets dark in here. It doesn't get too dark, but... we should get the Black Sun quest in here. I'm pretty sure. Alright. Let's go and try to find a waypoint. Oh, fuck. We found the hole already. Alright. That was the fastest. That's... oh, shit. Didn't. Nope. I also got to keep Eliza alive. That's another thing, too. Story generator game. Or... so it wasn't even designed to be min-max. You're still playing very true to the game's intention. Yeah, I think that's the other thing too, is a lot of people with RimWorld, it doesn't make sense to me. It should be down here, actually. It does not make sense to me that people min-max RimWorld because it's a story generator game. You're supposed to play it the way you want to, but not just the way you want to. What was that? Oh, that's my Valkyrie. You're also supposed to, like, either create a narrative or a purpose behind what you're doing and stuff. Like, there's supposed to be a reason for it. There should be a waypoint, like, just along here, and if not, it'll be down the other end. So I'll just have a quick zoom around. I don't want to get all this area. I'm gonna have to re-kill everything in here when I come back in. I'll be playing this in a fortnight on Monday because Christmas holidays and New Year's holidays and stuff. My schedule's changed and stuff. If you're not sure when I'll be streaming what over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, just check my Twitch schedule page because I've got it updated and it should all be in place so you can see when and what I'm playing and stuff. That's the next way down there. So if that's a way down, we should be really near a portal somewhere here. Oh man. Imagine if I ran past it. It's best on the build when you were brand new to Diablo. Here it is. Found it. When you were brand new to Diablo, so it's complicated to explain to people. No, I do know what I'm doing. I'm doing extremely wrong on purpose. Actually, yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, so sometimes, like, my YouTube comments and stuff are really quite, like, nasty about the fact that it's like, oh, you play like a new character. It's like, no shit, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a playthrough of my original very first character of Diablo 2. So of course it's going to come across like a fucking noob playing the game because that's the point. You know, it's just funny, silly kind of thing. But yes, at the same time, like explaining the purpose of like doing it on, like I've had that conversation actually a couple of times about the doing it wrong on purpose thing. And like from my perspective, it's like I see it as like there's only a normal person, sorry, my voice is going. A normal person playing Diablo 2 could not unintentionally fuck up a character this badly without having realized before leaving normal and getting into Nightmare and starting to correct it. Because as soon as you go into Nightmare, Akara gives you the chance to reset your points and your traits and stuff. So if I was genuinely new and I accidentally did hit Akara's thing and I had to reset this all back to what this was, which was hilarious. But if I was new, I would have reset this to a decent character at that point. I would have looked up an online guide and I would have made this, and I would have made this a lot better. But I didn't, because I'm doing a thing. This is on purpose. And it's terrible and it's painful for so many people to actually watch. And it's not that it's painful that I love it, it's that it's so fucking hard to do and stick to. Because I, like, defeating Baal, when I defeated Baal and he gave me a fucking crossbow and it was so many miles above this thing. It was like 200 damage was the fucking baseline. It was like 1 to 2 fucking 100 damage that it was going to do versus 19 to 41. And I had to throw it in the bin and sell it to the trader because I can't use it because I can only use bows. That was fucking painful. I like bows. I don't really like crossbows, but my first character never used crossbows. So I can't use it. Even if I wanted to, even though it would have been better, even though I struggled through 2 hours of lag and Baal's minions healing themselves, and it was excruciating, and I sweated so much, I was exhausted, and I literally went and fucking laid down. I don't think I streamed the next day. Like, I had to throw it out because I couldn't use it. It would destroy the whole playthrough, you know? And same with when I finally got this. This was a joyous occasion because my offhand weapons were a variety of things. I had a slew of different offhand weapons, which I am so grateful for my first playthrough that I stuck to a bow and the rest was whatever the fuck I wanted on my offhand. Because if I didn't, this would be like, you know how Diablo 3 has torment levels? It would be like, you know, really fucking high up, like the torment 15 and plus kind of like levels and stuff. Sorry, that's my knuckle cracking. To get through. I'm not talking like the difficulty, I'm talking about the mental torment to me to like play through it, because fucking hell, it's difficult. Like, I had to wait until I got like the belt so that I could wear the shoes, so that I could wear the gloves, like stuff like that. We were 3, what was it? We were 3 off whatever its requirement was, strength. We were at 107 strength when I got this belt, and I didn't think I was going to be able to use it because I'd have to wait for 3 levels in the rogue encampment, which was taking me forever to do. And I kept it, and then because I kept it, I could use these shoes, which I found later, which was 118 strength. But when I got up to 110, this buffed my strength by 20, so I could then use the shoes. And then these two combined buffed me enough so I could use the fucking gloves later. And like, do you know how fucking happy that makes me? Like, this shit's not great, but it is so complex. And to get into like an explanation of that, to just in a, like a random comment, is like, I don't see the point. Like, I could explain the entire thing, but it's easier for me to just say it, show you, do it. And like, I cannot wait. It's gonna fucking suck, but I cannot wait to finally finish off Baal, kill him with whatever shit she has at that time. And I hope that, I hope I don't die too many times in the cow level afterwards. But, you know, Hell's cow level, because we've still got... Actually, I think... No, that's Hell's cows. Yeah, we got to do that after we finish Hell. And the other thing too... Oh, here's one more little thing I forgot earlier. See how I've got, like, my original... You know how you get, like, your character's name on it and stuff like that, right? So I got to keep that. It's always got to take up a portion of my already encumbered stash that I can only use 1 page of, right? So when this eventually comes off me, it will go onto Eliza, and when I need to take it off Eliza, it needs to go into here, and it will permanently take up 8 squares of my stash on top of the 3 squares that my Morningstar takes up forever in a day. They will stay with me forever. So whatever I name the 3rd fucking weapon will probably be whatever I go on to use entirely, or whatever sits in here. But like, that's an added little pressure to an already limited stash that yeah, I could easily see people pushing into throwing shit into here and stuff. Like, not for like giving up and stuff like that, but just being like, seeing no harm in it. But it's not the same as only having this, and you only had that originally, and you had to pick and choose. And for me, being sentimental, I kept my shit, and now I have to keep my shit. I also think I have to do it to my sorceress too. When I eventually make her, I have to keep her named weapons as well. So whatever the fuck they are, like, I kind of hope it was like a wand or like a staff or something. I think it's a Morningstar and a staff or a wand. It's one of the two is her weapon, because I used both. I used all the magical sorceress shit for her. But let me just see if there was anything else I missed. I think it's fine to min-max, but it's definitely not okay to expect anyone else to play the same way just because you do. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is never go into somebody else's like stream or game or something like that and expect them to be playing the same way. There's a lot of people that just haven't considered that not everybody plays the same as you or likes the same thing as you or will naturally just come to the same conclusions as you while playing through a game. That's okay. But as soon as you realize you need to obviously accommodate and find out, like take a minute, find out how the person plays. Like I know I'm just standing here at the moment because we're basically at the end of the stream and I just want to like finalize everything before going to just chatting and stuff. But yeah, it's a challenging run. There are so many different challenge runs in gaming. How people can't comprehend it's beyond me. The other thing too is you gotta also remember too, this nostalgia playthrough that I'm doing, if this becomes an actual like run for people to have to adhere to, you gotta remember I'm trailblazing a new challenge for people to potentially try to adhere to in Diablo, something that does not currently exist and something that originates with me, and that's why I want anybody that does it to label it as a Prolix original character or a Prolix OCD character or something like that, so that it is referenced to me, because this shit is like, I'm the origin, I'm patient zero to this crap. Like somebody has to know where this crap came from. You know, I don't want the blame to be on anybody else for creating this shit. This is exclusively my problem that I'm giving people. And if somebody wants to do it because they just haven't played Diablo like this and they'd like to try to do something different, then by all means, they should definitely give it a go. I recommend probably watching through the series and just paying attention to what I have and haven't done. I usually explain like most of it as I go through, so you can kind of get a gist of the rules, but I don't have like them written down. I'm trying to like constantly recollect them. That's why I said being tired tonight was going to be interesting for how much I fucking remembered and kept to it. But I think we were good. I'm going to go to just chatting.